Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Bree. Stay for a while. So obviously we're back on my floor. We've got my TBR card, so it's time to do my November TBR. Today we're going to be using my jar again. After this one, I'm going to renew all these prompts. I want to refresh my prompts because I feel like we've probably gone through every single one. So this is the last month that I'm going to be using these specific ones. I might carry some over to the new ones, but this is the last month we're going to be using these prompts, and we're going to switch her up. We're going to do some more creative ones, okay? We're going to get a lot more creative over here on this channel for my monthly TBRs. But I just want to say quickly, disclaimer, just because I picked these books out doesn't mean I'm actually going to read them. These are just a guide for me, okay? Because in the month of October, I thought I was going to have the best reading month. Tell me why it's the 22nd of October and I've only read 2 books. 2. That's all I've read this month. So let's just get on with the video. So I remember in October last month I said let's pick up 10 because, you know, in September I had such a good reading month. I picked up 10 books and I only read 2. So this month we're just gonna stick to 8, okay? For the month of November we're sticking to 8 books because I feel like if I choose more it's not gonna happen, okay? So let's just get our first prompt out. Ooh, a YA book. I've got a lot of YA books that we could choose from, I think. I need to work out what's YA though. Oh, I know what we can read. I'm very excited for this. I think this is YA. Yeah, it's usually in the YA section in Watsons, but it's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I feel like I'm the only person that hasn't read this book, okay? But I'm very excited to read it. I've had a flick through and everything looks like you have interviews of the case and I don't know, it just looks really good. And I really want to watch the TV series that came out on BBC. I really want to watch that, but I want to read the books first. I have only got the first book. If I enjoy them, then they're all in the works, so I can just go pick them up for cheap in the works. But I'm very excited for this. This is definitely going on my November TBR. Okay, that was easy. Let's go with our number 2 prompt. Ooh, a book with a pretty map. We've had this before. I like these ones because I love a book with a pretty map. So I've recently just got Fear the Flames. I'm sure this has got a really nice map. That map is so cute. You cannot tell me that this is not such a nice map. This is potential and it's quite short as well. It's not a big fantasy book. I think that's my problem. I put really big books on my TBR and then I just never get them because they're really intimidating. So I feel like I need to keep them short, you know? That's the only way I'm going to reach my reading goal is if I read shorter books. What else could we go for that has a pretty map? Do you know what? I'm just going to stick with this. I'm not going to get a selection out. We're just going to stick with this one because I do really want to read this because I've got FOMO. Because everyone's been reading it and everyone's been speaking about it. So I want to be part of the club. This is going so smoothly. I feel like we're not very indecisive this month. We're just picking out what our heart desires. A potential 5-star read. There's so many. I have so many 5-star reads. Okay, so I got 2 books here that could be potential 5 stars. We've got Deadly Occupants by Mads Rafferty. This was meant to be on my TBR last month. I was meant to read it, but I didn't get around to reading it. And the only reason I think it could be 5-star is because it's Mads Rafferty, and I love Mads Rafferty. Anything she writes is usually a 5-star for me. The last 2 books I read of her are 5-star each. But then this is also something different. I've never read thriller, paranormal, horror vibe book before. Maybe because it's not my usual taste in genre, maybe I might not enjoy it as much. And then we've got A Promising Peridot by Kate Golden. This is the second book in the Sacred Stone series. I recently changed my rating on A Dawn of Onyx because I originally rated it 4.5 star, no 4.75, and then I changed it recently to a 5-star because I cannot stop thinking about it and it deserves a 5-star. So this is the second book in the series and this could potentially be another 5-star. I think I'm gonna go with this just because I feel like this has more potential to be 5-star than this, just because it's not my usual genre. So we're gonna go with this for a potential 5-star. Okay, moving swiftly along. I hate having this one. The book in the 3rd person. I hate having this one. I need to find a book that's in the 3rd person. Ooh, so we got A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, which is in the 3rd person. Do really want to get to that. Oh, I don't think I'm prepared for Poppy War. Oh, and then we've also got The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, which I do really want to get to as well. Ooh, Half a Soul. This could be potential. It's nice and short, which, as I mentioned, I really do need. And it's in the 3rd person. And I do really want to read this because it gives sort of that Regency era kind of vibes. So Bridgerton kind of vibes. And I'm really missing Bridgerton. So I do feel like I need something to fill that Bridgerton hole in my heart. So I feel like this could be perfect. I think I'm going to go with this, yeah. Just because. Because it's short, basically, that's all I'm saying. Okay, so that was our 4th book. Now we need to get our 5th book. A book with a flower on the cover. I have a lot with book flowers on the cover. Again, we could go for A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, or we've got The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. Okay, so we've got these two. We've got A River Enchanted or The Foxglove King. They're both roughly about the same size. I think River Enchanted is a bit longer. They're both roughly the same amount of pages. I think I'm gonna go with this, Foxglove King, just because it sounds really good. It's like this gothic romantasy, gilded gothic, darkly romantic, new epic fantasy series. Sinister, deadly and so seductive you won't be able to tear yourself away from this dark gem of a book. Yes, please. Okay, let's get our 6th book out. Well, 6th prompt. A book with dual POV. Okay, so I didn't even have to think about this. I had to look through a few books, but then I realised I have Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver on my bookshelf and I still haven't read it yet. And I feel like we're very fantasy heavy this month, so we need a good palette cleanser, and nothing cleanses my palette better than Miss Elsie Silver. So we're gonna put Wild Eyes. I'm not like fully invested in this series yet. Read Wild Love when I was like in a slump, so I haven't even rated it on my Goodreads because I feel like I couldn't really rate it properly because I was in such a big slump. So at one point, maybe next summer, I'll reread Wild Love and give her a proper rating on my Goodreads. But I really want to read Wild Eyes because I've seen people rave about this. They say that they much prefer this to this first book. And I feel like with Elsie Silver, her first book is always okay. It's good. But I feel like the second book eats so much harder every single time. And I'm so excited for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've got 2 more prompts left to go. Ooh, okay, I love this. So any fantasy. This is fun. I can just choose any fantasy that I want to read. Whenever I make that face where I go, I bet you can guess what it's going to be. I'll give you 1 second to guess before this clip jumps, okay? Guess. If you guess the next installment in the Zodiac Academy series, then you were correct and you know me very, very well. We're going to be reading Heartless Sky, which is the 7th book in the Zodiac Academy. We are creeping to the end. Guys, I can't. I'm really not prepared for the series to end. I'm really freaking not. But this is a chunky one. So it's lucky that we've chosen some shorter books and some like average pages in this month's stack, because this boy, she's a chunky one. Should we see how many pages it is? 706. 706. I'm currently reading the 6th book, which is Fated Throne, and I'm loving it so much. I'm like savouring it. I'm about halfway, and that's a chunky one as well. So we're gonna give this a go, which I'm scared because then after this is book 8 and 8.5, and apparently you have to tandem read them. People say you don't have to, but I really want to give it a go. And if I don't enjoy it, then I'll just read 8 and then 8.5. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself to tandem read it because so many people say you don't really have to. But when you get to 8.5, it does like repeat a lot of bits from 8, but like in the different POVs. They say it's best to tandem if you don't want to get bored. So this is going on my TBR, 100%. Okay, now it's time for our last prompt. Let's make it something good. Ooh, okay, so continue a series. What series am I in the middle of? This will make my friend very happy that I'm continuing this series, but I'm gonna read Kingdom of the Feared. I, at the start of this month, read Kingdom of the Wicked and absolutely loved it. I rated it like a 3.75. It was a good introduction to the world, really enjoyed it. And then apparently this is so good, and it's this sprayed edge version from Waterstones. I love the red. So we're gonna continue with the Kingdom of the Wicked universe, and the way that the first book ended, I'm very intrigued to see what happens in this book and with Hell. Oh my god, so these are all my books. Let's go through them really quickly. Quick fire, just to remind you what's on my TBR for this month. Oh my god, I'm so overwhelmed. There's too many things around me. I'm just going to leave them on my lap and we're just going to pick them up. For a YA book, we picked up A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I'm very excited for. For any fantasy, we picked up the Zodiac Academy Heartless Sky. As you've just seen, for continuing the series, we picked up Kingdom of the Feared. And then for a book that's dual POV, we picked up Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. And then for a book with a flower on the cover, we picked up The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. And then I think this one was for the 3rd POV prompt, which is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. What was this one? Oh, A Potential 5-Star, which is A Promise of Peridot by Kate Golden. And then lastly, the Pretty Map book, which is Fear of the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, which I'm very excited for. I feel like we've got a good selection of books here. I say that every month and I still never complete my TBR, but I'll try. I really will try. But I think it's because in October my mum had an operation, so I've been like at home looking after my mum. I've been working quite a lot, and then with like filming videos, editing videos, I just haven't had the time, which I think is fine sometimes. You know, sometimes life gets in the way and we can't all just sit around and read all day, even though I wish that I could, but life does get in the way sometimes. But November is looking good. Once I come home from Amsterdam from my holidays, we're just gonna read loads. I'm gonna try my best to read as much as I can. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe, and while you're down there, comment if you've read any of these and what your thoughts and feelings were, because I love hearing your thoughts and feelings. And yeah, I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye!